Welcome to Live from Mars. My name is Alex. You may also know me as Mars from TikTok, Instagram, you name it. And it's been a crazy few days in the music industry. We obviously had the Grammys on Sunday night. We had a new Lady Gaga song and music video premiere. The Weeknd returned to the Grammys and has a new album out called Hurry Up Tomorrow. And you guys really seem to enjoy the prediction episode I did with my friend Amanda all about the Grammys. And I'm bringing her back to now recap the Grammys. So we have, nice bookends here. Before my conversation with Amanda starts, I just wanted to thank you all for your support so far. This podcast is by far my favorite thing about content creation right now. It is just such a fun opportunity to sit down and have these longer form conversations with all of you and to talk about our favorite songs in more detail than a normal, 15-second TikTok would get. This is really fun and really special to me. I really appreciate the support. The way that we can continue to grow the podcast, to make it bigger and better and get really cool artists to come on it, is by following the podcast on your favorite provider, on Spotify, Apple, you name it, by subscribing on YouTube to the channel where every video version of each podcast episode is posted the same exact time as everything else goes live. Rating the podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts is also a really great way to help this grow in charts. So if you can throw Live from Mars a follow and a subscribe click, I really appreciate it. But let's kick this conversation with Amanda off. I'm so excited to dive deep into the Grammys with her. And without any further ado, welcome to Live from Mars. Amanda, welcome back to Live from Mars.
Thanks for having me back so soon. I just know I was the best guest ever.
Well, people liked our episode a lot, and we did here's what we're thinking for the Grammys, so it only felt right to have you back to then talk about after the Grammys, where our heads are at.
Yep, let's do it.
Nice bookends. I like bookends.
Yeah, exactly. And, we were both texting each other last night and super into it and just watched and lived through every moment of that together. So
yeah, it was like we were sitting on the couch together.
Yep.
It was great. We're going to go into a ton of detail on who won, who didn't win, the surprises, the snubs, the performances, because there were a lot of them and not enough awards actually during the ceremony. There were 9 I saw. 9.
What is it normally?
I don't remember what it is normally, but there's 94 different categories and 9 of them are on the show.
Like that was like a normal amount. They usually, I don't know. I feel like I'm used to it being like all performance and then like a random award.
Yeah. And listen, the performances were really good.
I want to see the
It's entertainment.
Yeah.
In case you didn't listen to our pre-Grammys episode, my good friend Amanda is here. We're going to talk everything Grammys related. Amanda has 5+ years working in the music industry. She is a fellow TikTok creator. We met because of vinyl TikTok and we've taken that friendship from online into real life. And I'm thrilled to have you back. Thank you so much for coming.
Thanks, Alex. Love you. Appreciate you.
Always. For the new listeners, tell us a little bit about you.
I have always been a huge music fan, and I decided in 2020 that I wanted to enter the music industry. So I was searching for jobs during the pandemic and then started my TikTok account where I started to see traction when I posted the Ariana Grande All in Specific Order playlist and my Hot Girl playlist. And that got some attention. So I was like, oh, I should probably just, keep posting playlists, music recommendations, especially that I'm trying to get a job in the industry.
Right.
And yeah, I've been posting ever since. I've been working in the industry ever since on marketing and working with artists and social media strategy. Yeah, I kind of just went into collecting vinyl, which is how I met Alex when he came into the crew. And then, just still doing music recommendations, playlist, vinyl, anything music is basically what goes on in this house.
That very fateful day where I slid into your DMs.
Yes. Believe it or not, Alex did not want to show his face in his video.
No, it's so funny looking back.
No, I know. I'm now you're sitting here taking hour-long videos. So
here I am.
You didn't want to post
here it is.
A vinyl unboxing with your face in it.
No, I legitimately, for those of you who didn't follow, in the very beginning, 3-4 years ago, whatever, for the first year of posting content from 0 to 5,000 followers, I did not show my face one single time on camera.
Nope.
And I remember messaging you.
I don't even know.
This is a faceless ghost, hitting you up.
Yes, right. But you ended up being real, thank God.
Thank God.
But you would never know now that you were afraid to do that back then because
Yeah.
you've just gotten so much more comfortable.
Aw, thank you.
They're
I love
great.
it.
They're
It's so
great.
fun. Well, I appreciate you coming. We're going to talk Grammys. We're going to talk new Gaga. We're going to talk a little bit new Weeknd because it's been a crazy last few days in the world and music. So we have a lot to get into. Let's kick things off with the Grammys, obviously, last night's show. Now, a lot of major wins. What, in your mind, is the headline to come out of the awards? What is the one thing somebody should know about what happened at the Grammys?
A Drake diss track won the same amount of Grammys in one night than Drake has won his entire career.
It's so funny. It's so funny because he's also having this huge lawsuit against UMG for promoting the music that's dissing him. And you know what? Let's just sprinkle some extra love on top of it by handing him not only Record of the Year, but let's also throw him Song of the Year and all the rap category wins which it was
and
nominated
every
for.
single thing that it was nominated for.
Yeah. How you feeling, Drake? How you feeling, buddy? What a moment. Yeah, it was very surprising to me. For Record of the Year, my pick was Espresso. Yours was 360 or Good Luck Babe?
I don't even remember what I said.
I think yours was Good Luck Babe.
I think going into the Grammys, I agreed with you last night. I was like, okay, this should be Espresso.
Yeah. Espresso was my choice. Yeah, just like it's the most commercial, biggest hit. Record of the Year has been gravitating towards that recently. But I think we discredited how much of a hit Not Like Us really was.
Yeah, I mean, I love that song. I have nothing against it, but I just feel like Espresso was such a bigger movement commercially.
Yeah, it's hard. They truly were like neck and neck for a lot of the race. For Record of the Year, if it wasn't going to go to Sabrina, I thought it will go to Kendrick, and it did. So I'm not shocked there. Song of the Year is where I'm very surprised.
Yeah.
That to me was a much bigger like what moment than Record.
I think for that I said Good Luck Babe, and I think I still stand by that.
Yeah, I said Birds of a Feather, and I still stand by that.
Birds of a Feather
that,
and Good Luck
to
Babe.
me,
that's what I was saying in my head, like when they were announcing it, and then we were all just like, what the fuck?
It didn't hit me that he was going to take Song of the Year also until they were rolling the nominees on my screen. And I saw when you're looking at the songwriters on it that Kendrick wrote Not Like Us by himself. He's the only songwriter on it.
Yeah, that I didn't know.
Yeah, and he also did it in such quick succession with each of the other diss tracks that came out. And I think if it had had other writers on it, it may be a little less compelling of a story for Song of the Year. But the fact that he wrote it by himself, as soon as I saw that, I'm like, oh, this is dumb. How did I not think that already?
Yeah.
A lot of people were commenting on the videos I put up, reacting to his win, to just the Grammys in general, saying, like, how did this happen?
Yeah.
And I really think what happened was what we saw with the Adele 30, Beyonce Renaissance causing the split for Harry to come through and take Album of the Year. The same thing probably happened. Not that Kendrick didn't have enough momentum on his own to carry either one of the two, but when you have 5 or 6 of the 8 nominees being A-list pop stars,
yeah,
it's going to cause a split. And it was a fear. We were actually saying that we were fearful that the Beatles were going to be the victor of the split.
I know. Yeah, I was not expecting that for Song of the Year at all.
No, people were very confused. I did a little digging into the specifics of how the voting goes down. So you have to be an eligible Recording Academy member. That's artists, producers, engineers, other industry professionals. And voting occurs in 2 rounds. So the first round is members submitting entries, which go through a screening process to ensure that the songs are actually eligible based on when they came out, criteria. Then the nominees are chosen from those submissions. And then in the final round, the preferential ballot system, where voters rank choices and an instant runoff method determines the winner, is only used for Album of the Year. So for the 8 nominees, you rank them 1 through 8, and then the victor of that takes it. All other categories, including record and song, rely on a single plurality vote. So whoever gets the most votes wins, which is really, it makes sense.
Yeah.
So I think the pop split got us. I think that is what happened.
I can't believe Chappell only walked away with Best New Artist.
I called that. That exactly that was going to happen.
If she's going to get something, it's Best New Artist and what was it, like Baby Pop?
maybe pop solo, if that.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. And honestly, I feel okay about it. I think that where this year has taken Chappell is to levels that no one ever expected, including herself. That Best New Artist is such a highly regarded award in the industry.
Yeah.
It's so special. There's so many incredible past winners of that award. So it's nothing to be upset about, but also
No.
her
just
debut album.
surprised.
Like, what did you expect if you were going to pick one other that she was going to take? And like,
Song
which
of the
award would it have
year,
been?
pop vocal. I think, thank God the Grammys got it right with Best New Artist. I was like, if this is literally anything other than her, it, like, makes no fucking sense.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just like surprised, like even with Billie, like I'm just surprised that like none of those won anything.
It just shows how
And I'm
competitive
surprised
it was.
Sabrina pop vocal. Okay, I love Sabrina, but like,
We wanted Eternal Sunshine, but we
I
both
wanted
admitted
Eternal
that it's not going to happen.
Sunshine, but I think up below Eternal Sunshine would have been Chappell.
That unfortunately was never going to happen. There was no shot. I knew she was going to go up for 3. There was no shot. She didn't have the support. There wasn't any hype. And right now, when you think of Ariana Grande, if you're the average Joe Schmo, you're thinking of Glinda. Yeah. You're not thinking of Eternal Sunshine.
But Sabrina beating Chappell.
Not shocked. I'm really not surprised.
Album versus album. I'm picking Chappell any day.
I'd pick Sabrina.
Hell no.
I would. I think that it's such a strong, concise, it's short and sweet. It literally is. It's 12 songs.
Yes, and it's
every
a great
one of them
album,
is powerful.
But it's not better than The Rise and Fall of Midwest Princess. It's just, there's no way. Nada. Vocally, production, the whole thing.
I don't know.
Rise and Fall of the Midwest Princess.
But the big thing that I left last night feeling with, the number one thing that I felt would be the takeaway, is that the Recording Academy is very into spreading the love recently. And I know it may sound weird considering Kendrick won record and song, but if you look at who won as a whole, Beyonce won, Kendrick won, Charli won, Sabrina won, Chappell won. Most of the big names, most of the big moments in music this year were awarded.
Right.
The only people who were completely shut out that were so relevant are Taylor and Billie. So,
literally the people who
like we both love so much. I had a feeling that Taylor was going to walk away with nothing. I'm not surprised by it.
Crazy. I thought like very little, but like nothing. Same with Billie. It's crazy. That's crazy. I love Taylor. She's my number one artist every year. Love Tortured Poets Department. Think it's better than Midnight's.
By far.
In every category that Taylor was in, I was like, sorry, babes, love you, but no.
No, it wasn't going to happen. And same. She's my number one artist of the last, I don't even know how many years.
But like, we know our fucking place.
Right.
See, that's what I'm saying. My Charli bias is not bias. Because I could bring the Taylor bias in, and I didn't.
Fair. I think with Taylor... Do you think that Tortured Poets would have had a better shot and possibly have won had Midnight's not won last year?
I don't know. Like, are they voting with that in mind?
Let's pretend we're in an alternate reality where last year SOS beats Midnight's and SZA wins Album of the Year. There's the whole narrative that Taylor was snubbed and she should have won and she didn't because Midnight's was the biggest album of the year and her tour is everything. And then she continues 2024. She puts out Tortured Poets. She then goes back on tour, closes out the highest grossing tour of all time, nominated for Album of the Year for Tortured Poets. Assume the rest of the crop of nominees is the exact same.
If the rest of the crop is the same, I still think Tortured Poets would and should have lost.
Agreed.
Sorry. Love you, Taylor.
I agree.
Love you so much. Whether Midnight's won or lost, Tortured Poets is still better than Midnight. So I think either way, it could have had a chance this year if everything else wasn't so stacked.
Yeah. I think its chances would have been a lot better had Midnight's not won. A lot better. And it still wouldn't have won because Beyonce is Beyonce and the competition was as stacked as it is and Taylor fatigue is real. But Midnight's winning kind of put a bad taste in my mouth, to be honest. It wasn't the best album. It's definitely not Taylor's best work. So to have that be
I can't
one
believe
of
that
the...
beat SOS. That's like fucking crazy.
Right. SOS was the moment. SOS, in my eyes, deserved to win.
What were the other ones in that category last year? Guts? No. John Batiste, World Music Radio, no. The Record, Boy Genius, no. Endless Summer Vacation, Miley, like, good album, but not comparable to Short and Sweet, Rise and Fall, Midwest Princess. Did You Know There's a Tunnel Under Ocean Boulevard? That I would have liked to see. SOS. SOS should have been the winner.
Yeah, the big major moment, I honestly was expecting you to answer with this when I asked you the question as to what is the biggest moment to come from the Grammys. Beyonce finally winning Album of the Year.
You even know who I wanted to win Album of the Year.
I
Why
know.
Would that be my favorite moment?
Okay, revising. Not your favorite moment, the biggest moment.
Okay.
What is going to be the news story? I
still would have then put Charli XCX's first Grammy performance.
But you're not biased.
No.
No,
I'm not because if Renaissance was the album in the play, then I would have been like, fuck yeah, let's fucking ride it on, baby.
Fair. Very fair.
I think
Beyonce.
Said, in your video, you said self-titled, Lemonade, and Renaissance. 100% agree. Any of those, I would have rid till fucking dawn for that shit to win Album of the Year.
Yeah, I have not been the biggest vocal supporter of Cowboy Carter.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic album. I think let's just look at the moment here. She is the fourth Black woman to win Album of the Year as a lead artist, following Natalie Cole, Lauryn Hill, and Whitney Houston. The last time this happened was Lauryn Hill in 1998, which is insane.
That's insane.
Ridiculous. So long overdue. She extends her record for the person with the most Grammy wins ever with 35 wins. She walked away with 3 in total last night. Album of the Year, Best Country Album, also for Cowboy Carter, and Best Country Duo/Group with Miley Cyrus for Two Most Wanted, which I was so happy that won.
Yeah,
I love that song.
Fun. Yeah. I love when Miley shouted her out. She was like, yo, Beyonce, we want a Grammy.
That was my favorite moment, I think, of the night, potentially. Miley is just such a star for the ages.
Yes.
She just exudes so much personality. The fact that she is walking onto the stage to present the award she won last year, sauntering on over, she starts singing her own song because she knows it's that bitch.
Literally first lip syncing to Flowers.
To Flowers. And she's like, yeah,
yeah,
this is me. And then she goes, there are 2 things that brought me here. Who was going to tell this custom Alaya that she had nowhere to go? Are you kidding? She's hysterical.
Yes.
And then Beyonce, we won.
Yeah. Also, when she was like, even if it's not your name, I'm going to say it anyway.
Yeah. Even if it's not you, Beyonce, I'm going to say it is. Feel you. I love her.
I love Miley. But yeah, Beyonce should not have made it this long without getting Album of the Year. That is just crazy.
Of course.
That is just insane. So I am happy that she got it finally, and for something as impactful as Cowboy Carter has been, even though musically it's not my favorite that she's come out with, but I know that the impact has been huge, and I think people are hating on her winning for not great reasons and saying that Tortured Poets Farm is. I'm like, please.
No.
Please.
No. No.
Only thing that I'm my case for Brat is so strong and made sense because Brat defined 2024. I
think there's 2 stories here. There's the fact that Beyonce
in the year that Brat was in the fucking running.
But you're not biased.
No.
Okay,
I think
deja vu.
Brat versus Renaissance, I think I would have a lot harder of a time.
Reasonably so.
Yeah.
Reasonably so. And you're a way bigger fan of Brad and Charli than I am, and I agree Renaissance is a stronger project.
Yeah.
But there's 2 different stories here. There's the story of Beyonce, did she deserve to win Album of the Year this year? And then there's the story of, is Cowboy Carter the right album for Beyonce to have won Album of the Year for? The answer to that last question, no. This should have happened self-titled. Lemonade.
It happened many other times.
Renaissance. She should be neck and neck with Taylor for the record of most Album of the Year wins, no question about it.
The fact that
Beyonce
beat Renaissance is just to the end of this.
Crazy.
We'll never fucking get over that. And I love Harry. See, I can put my bias aside. I fucking love Harry. I love Harry, but I was not rooting for that to win. I was obviously rooting for Renaissance.
I wasn't mad about it, but I don't think it should have won. No. But with Beyonce...
It's incomparable. It's incomparable.
with Beyonce, she lost in 2010 for I Am Sasha Fierce, which lost to Taylor, Fearless, winning Album of the Year. That one, probably fair. I don't think that I Am Sasha Fierce is her strongest album at all. So that she didn't maybe deserve to win for Album of the Year there. Then it came down to Self-Titled and whatever the Beck album was that
any
year.
Beck album should have won.
Absolutely not. Self-Titled completely redefined how it
was
is to
against
release
Self-Titled?
music. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Hell no.
Yeah. Self-Titled is the reason why music now pretty much comes out exclusively on Fridays. Like that,
right,
it used to be Tuesdays.
That was
people...
when she did the whole thing, yep.
Then you have Lemonade losing to Adele's 25.
It's insane.
I mean,
no,
I get it.
I would never put an Adele album over a Beyonce album.
I think it was drinking the Adele Kool-Aid a lot, obviously, given the time, and that it is the biggest first week sales of any album ever.
Yeah,
over 3 million.
Huge.
Crazy. The impact that Adele had on the music industry during a really pivotal time of transitioning from physical to digital to streaming. Like, it really proved that there is still strength in physical music and the standards of the industry, and the old Academy, before they revamped it and made it this more diverse, more inclusive Academy, would eat that shit up. So, not shocking. Renaissance, we talked. Renaissance lost to Harry's House. Not really it. So, is this the right album? No. I think this should have happened 3 times ago. However, it's amazing that she finally has it. And looking at the crop of candidates from this year, if you're looking at impact, what it stands for, the history that comes with it, bridging country music's past with Linda Martell and Dolly Parton and Willie Nelson with the future of country music. And look, Shaboozey was there. Shaboozey nominated a bar song, Tipsy, Best New Artist. Like, the impact is being felt already. So I'm not shocked by this at all. There's still going to be part of us that feels like it's a consolation prize because it should have happened so many times ago.
Right.
But I don't think it should detract from the value that Cowboy Carter has.
Yeah, of course.
Other big surprise moment, Doechii, Best Rap Album.
Yeah, that was insane. Deserved queen. She looks so fucking good. Her being the 3rd woman to ever win that.
Crazy.
Incredible. And should happen more often, but
since 1989, when the award was first created, only 3 women have won, and that includes Doechii from last night.
And she deserves it. I mean, I've been a fan of Doechii for a while, and I don't think I even realized like how big she was getting this year. I started recently getting fed like some of her like rap performances, and like they have so many likes. The way she rapped on this album, I think, is a lot different than how she used to, and I just think it's so like unique and incredible and fun and just like her own things.
For a second, thought she was going to take Best New Artist, because if you look at what happened with record and song.
I was thinking that too. I was like, if it's not Chappell, I honestly might go to Doechii.
Yeah, because the split. Clearly the split didn't apply in Best New Artist, but I thought that Doechii could have taken that. Her performance was incredible. Billboard said it was the best performance of the entire night.
Wow.
It was electrifying. And also, for any artist or anyone who's a fan of pop music to say that the Grammys don't mean anything or they're irrelevant, the scammies, all of that. Doechii is literally proof. And on the flip side, Billie losing everything and being very clearly emotional, it shows like these artists really do care. And as much as you want to say it's just an award, like everybody is successful, it doesn't validate or invalidate your success.
Yeah.
Seeing how visibly connected Doechii was in that moment when she won and finally had the moment she had dreamed of for so many years was so heartwarming. And you saw a similar thing with Sabrina. You know, she had been working tirelessly for 10 plus years, and she got her Grammy.
Yep.
It still means a lot. The 2 names that we keep like tossing around and haven't talked too much about yet, we talked about Taylor, but I think her losing Song of the Year for the 8th consecutive time. Now that Beyonce got her Album of the Year win, I think and fear that the new narrative about the Grammys is going to be that the best songwriter of our generation has never won the award for the best song. And that's going to start becoming the new thing going forward.
And it's going to be a Rep TV vault trip.
No way, Amanda. There's no way.
Well, then she better fucking release another album.
Do we want that right now, though?
No, I think I want
No.
Reputation TV.
Yeah, I think it's time. We're ready. Billie going 0 for 7. This one hurt.
Yeah.
This
that
hurt
was
me
crazy.
because this was my album of the year. And Birds of a Feather isn't even my favorite song from the album, but it's one of the strongest she's ever put out. I think what's interesting about Birds of a Feather is that it's kind of the antithesis of what we've been trained to expect from a Billie Eilish song. Until Birds of a Feather, people weren't going to Billie for happy, carefree, sunny days in
Right.
the park love
Right.
songs. You're going for her for like the dark and the grime and the depressing moments of an I love you or a happier than ever. And I wonder if that had any impact on it. I really thought she was going to take Song of the Year for Birds of a Feather.
I know. I was very shocked about that. And maybe it was too short and sweet, this album. And I think this is one of her best albums, but I don't visit it as much as I do her other albums. I don't go
I
back
listen to this
much.
album almost every day. This is my brat. Well, this is where I'm checking my bias at the door because not
Yeah,
everybody
get your
is
bias out of
listening
here
to
because
this
it
like
should have
I
been
am.
fucking Brat, bro.
Okay, sure. Let's talk about the performances because this was like 90% of the show. Who was your favorite performance?
Charli. Duh.
Okay, other than Charli, who was your favorite performance?
They gave me no Charli throughout the whole thing. Only like one or two glimpses of her.
Mhm.
I was like, where's my bitch? Oh, they saved the best for last. What Charli did at the Grammys was give the essence of what the Brat Summer and Brat 2024 was, which is messy party girl. She had one big party on stage, and that's just the way I like it.
Okay, I'll take it.
But performance, like, obviously, I love Charli to death, but she's, like, not the singer-performer.
You admit it.
Doechii had the best, like, performance.
Okay. Let me tell you each performance I thought that was better than Charli's. Sabrina,
No.
hysterical. Hysterical.
No.
Staging, incredible. Humor, there.
You know I will take a rave all day.
I know that. This is my turn, my opinion. I thought Chappell was fantastic, and hearing the entire arena sing Pink Pony Club, especially when members of the label that dropped her because of that song are in the room, and here she is on stage at the Grammys presenting it to them, go off. Bruno and Gaga, very subtle.
I want to die with a smile, though.
Of course, but that California Dreamin' performance was so good.
I mean,
Like, she found her new Tony Bennett. Name is Bruno Mars.
okay, but we don't need like a bajillion more songs with him.
No. I'm okay for now.
We don't
I'm
need
okay for now.
Bad, Juicy, and Wet Lady
No.
Gaga version.
No, we do not. We do not. My personal favorite moment of the show was the Best New Artist Showcase. I thought it was fantastic.
That was fun.
Obviously, Chappell and Sabrina got like their full-fledged individual moments because they were the biggest names of the bunch. Some of them in the showcase were more convincing than others. RAYE,
Incredible.
incredible.
Vocally, that was the best performance.
There was that one note towards the end of her performance that went on for a good like 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I don't even have the words for it. I was
No, she's
absolutely
incredible.
in awe of her.
Wait, why? Do you know why she's Best New Artist this year? Because I feel
I don't know. I'm a little confused because her album came out in 23, but then I think it was mostly the push from
but
Oscar-Worthy
the
Tears.
big mainstream push already happened before the album.
Yeah, it was a little
Uh,
weird, and it also
yeah.
definitely didn't help her chances whatsoever. But
No.
I thought that was incredible. Now,
People are talking.
another huge moment from last night that we have not talked about yet.
There's two
Can you
that comes
guess?
to my mind: The Weeknd and
The
Gaga.
Weeknd's return. The Weeknd's return to the Grammys.
Okay,
I
I
couldn't
was-
believe it. My jaw dropped when they showed all the screenshots. So, in case you like weren't paying attention
Yeah,
around
like
the time
I
that
like
this happened,
was missing. Like I had to go back because I like
Yeah,
was
so-
missing that.
the historical context here is that 2020 happened. After Hours by The Weeknd came out. Incredible album. Blinding Lights, biggest hit of all time. Not a single Grammy nomination. Like completely snubbed.
Crazy.
It was a sick joke. And The Weeknd called out the Grammys and was like, we need more visibility into how this is happening. There needs to be visibility into how voting works. There needs to be an audit as to how the voting committees are working. And
Mhm.
since then, like the CEO said, we've listened. and we've made changes and we're improving. And when they showed the screenshots of the Weeknd news, I was like, is he about to come out? Because then it reminded me, oh yeah,
that, and I'm just like, oh, they're gonna bring out some like old artist
Old
from
fart.
the 80s.
That's the old Grammys. This
That's
is the
the
new
old
era.
Grammys.
This is the new era of the Recording Academy, as they want you to know. He came out, performed Cry For Me and Timeless with Playboi Carti. It felt a little PR-y, given his album dropped on Friday, and how can you not be at the biggest night in music the same weekend that your record comes out?
Yeah.
Felt a little forced, and for me, the tone of it was very different than the rest of the night. The rest of the night was very celebratory, bright, jubilant. The Weeknd is always like dark and brooding and industrial and cold. So it didn't really fit the vibe of everything else that had happened, but it's a big moment for him and the Academy, and I wonder how this is going to factor into next year's Grammys. Now that they made this huge over-the-top public
is he gonna win every
spectacle.
category now?
He's going to fucking sweep. Place your bets on Hurry Up Tomorrow now.
Imagine what happens if he won none of it.
I mean, at least
there's no shit's not going to be rigged next year.
Well, yeah, that's the downside of doing what they did, that no matter what, the same way that people are saying that Beyonce didn't deserve Cowboy Carter and that Jay-Z wrote a fat check to the Academy to give her the award after all these years.
Promise that you're like,
it doesn't feel natural.
Better.
Yeah, so he's going to have probably the second most nominations of the night. He's definitely going to walk away with at least one. Give him pop vocal or something, depending on how the rest of the album is received. I have not listened to it still, and we've talked about this, but I had a lot of people commenting on videos saying, like, where's your stuff on the Weeknd, given how much a fan I am of his.
I know. They must be like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah, so little personal pivot. My dog sadly passed away on Friday, and I'm still very upset about it, but it came out the day that this all happened. So we all have experiences with music where it's very telling about certain points in your life, and you'll hear a song come on unexpectedly and it will instantly transport you to a time. And I've had that experience in music before, so I didn't want this Weeknd album that I've been so anxiously awaiting for 3 years now to be forever associated with this weekend. So
it's a blessing and a curse with music.
Yeah.
Reminds me of good things and bad things.
It speaks to the power of it. So I have been holding off on listening to it until I feel enough distance from this weekend's emotions, but I am really excited for it. And you bet your ass we'll be at that tour.
Yes, that was still the best show I've ever been to.
Same. Like, maybe not number one, but like number two, number three, number one times. Incredible. So I'll be there.
The album's great. It's long and like can get a little repetitive towards the end, but I need to sit with it more to really form that opinion. I haven't been able to like dissect every song yet, but it starts really strong and
Wake Me Up, right?
Yeah, and I mean, I think the single Cry For Me, that's the single. Like, it's fucking good.
I have heard the singles and I've heard Wake Me Up because he did it at that Sao Paulo show, interpolating Thriller.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah.
Sick. I can't wait to hear that one.
And there's cool transitions again, like how he does in After Hours and Dawn FM. I feel like After Hours and Dawn FM, like Dawn FM felt like it was the next album in the trilogy, and then Hurry Up Tomorrow just, I don't know if it has to do anything with the way he promoted it, but I just don't feel like...
I'm very interested in where you're going.
It's just
you're feeling like it doesn't feel like it's the third installment?
A third installment.
Interesting.
It's a great album. If it's We Believe Him and it's the last Weeknd album, sure.
Yeah, I don't know if I believe him. I think I believe him if he's not going to be done with music. I think he'll just release like maybe under his under Abel Tesfaye instead.
Yeah.
Who knows?
But Weeknd cannot make a bad song in my eyes, so you know what? It's still good no matter what.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
Yeah.
All right, you want to talk Gaga now?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So we're watching the show last night, and it's a commercial. It's MasterCard. I'm like, okay, whatever. And then I see Lady Gaga. I'm like, what are you doing here? And I text Amanda and I go, new Gaga?
No,
And she's like,
oh, I think you just texted me Gaga.
yeah.
Wait,
And then you're like, I don't see any commercial. I just see this random ad.
no, I was still on the Jonas Brothers. The Jonas
Oh, I
Brothers
think I had a
commercial
Jonas Brothers
before
ad.
that. You go OMG Gaga. I'm like, what? Where? And you're like, commercial. And I was like, I'm on commercial. And you go Abracadabra. And I go, I think Jonas Brothers. I go, OMG, because that's the fucking thing. I was like, the whole fucking music video. I'm just sitting there because I'm like, I don't expect it to be the whole thing. I'm like, oh, maybe she's just teasing. And then it just kept going. I was like, oh, this is the whole music video.
I completely forgot that there were rumors that this exact situation was going to happen until
I
it
didn't
started
even
happening
hear a
and
single
unfolding.
rumor. I was not expecting that at all.
Oh, you didn't know it
I
all?
didn't hear a rumor. I heard
Oh,
nothing.
that makes it so much better.
Yes, that's why I was like,
That's why you were so caught off guard. Oh, so I had seen on my Twitter timeline that Gaga is rumored to be
go on
releasing the
Twitter,
music
that's
video for Abracadabra during the Grammys.
who ruined that for you?
I wish I had the experience you did. This song is wild.
Gaga's back, revamped, pulling from her old sounds and persona. It's perfect.
It is so Fame Monster.
Yes.
I couldn't believe it. The choreography in that video, spectacular.
He looked
The
fucking
song itself,
great too.
she
I
looked
love that.
incredible.
The outfits with the blonde hair.
10 out of 10 video. I found it to be completely enthralling.
Yeah.
I posted my reaction on TikTok. Like, I could not believe what I was seeing. That's how raw this was. I am obsessed with it.
Yeah.
I think it's so much better than Disease. I don't know why this wasn't the lead single. Why was this not the lead?
No, I don't know. I
have no idea.
Making up for it now.
Yeah.
But the Weeknd thing and Gaga's video happens like within 10. I was sweating. I had so much adrenaline.
It's your people.
I brought my heated blanket out to watch this in the living room because it's cold in the living room. But like by the end of that, I was like, I'm fucking sweating. I'm just like,
it was
I'm
so
posting,
good.
I'm texting everyone.
I saw Pitchfork put out a little piece about Abracadabra, saying how great it is, but saying, is it a little too much like she reheated her own nachos, as people have been saying on the internet recently?
No, bitch.
Like, this song could have came out in 2010 and it would feel the exact same, like, incredibleness with, that's not a real word, obviously, to me as it did right now. But it's very similar to everything she's already done. And this is like the age-old debate that you see in an artist like Taylor or Beyonce or Gaga, these veterans at this point, that, especially with female artists, they're constantly pressured to consistently reinvent, to change genres, change sounds, change visual directions, everything.
Yeah.
And my mentality is like, I get it. But if you hadn't proven already that you can traverse different genres and try different things, Gaga's done that. She's done more experimental pop music with art pop, and she's done the grunge and metallic side of it with Born This Way. She's done Joanne. She's proven that she can do in A Star Is Born shallow moment. She did all of Harlequin, like all of these classic American songbook moments. She is the genre chameleon. She can do anything. So if she hadn't already done all that, I would agree with this argument that it's rinse and repeat. But no.
It's not.
Like,
and I can see where people are coming from with that. But I think she's reinventing it enough and like not making it too much like it was back then while making it a little bit more modern. I think she's doing that. I also think she's listening to the fans, and we have been wanting this
Lady Gaga back.
I love Chromatica. I love Joanne. I love the ballads she's done with A Star Is Born and the jazz music and all that. But this is what will save all this madness in 2025.
This is the Gaga that we all fell in love with. I also
think it's Fame Monster, but I can also see her pulling some of the art pop stuff. People have been saying it sounds a little bit like Venus. And we all know that art pop wasn't received very well. But maybe the question we have all said is if she releases it today, would it be different? And
No.
I think it would be different.
It would be different, but I
And we
still
would
don't think it'd be
better.
overwhelmingly positive.
But I think that the general population is a little more receptive to that kind of music, especially we're seeing music like Chappell's has blown up, music like Charli's has blown up. Our pop should be this is the best album in the world. Like, people just...
Oh, please.
People just did
Jewels
not...
and Drugs.
That's like the one bad one.
Swine.
Swine is amazing.
I don't
Art
think you
Pop
can
is her
call
best
Swine
album.
amazing.
I don't know who you think you're
No.
talking to right now.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Yes.
No.
Yes. It's her best
How
album.
can you say that when
It's her best album.
Born
You
This
just
Way
said
exists?
Swine was bad, so we can't have this.
How? I don't think it's bad. It's just not the best song on the album, nor is it a good Lady Gaga song in my eyes. I think there are plenty of stronger songs on our pop.
Being a thing, and you might think differently.
Aura, Venus, Guy, Sex Dreams, Manicure, the title track, Gypsy, Applause. So strong.
Yeah, they're all good.
Real strong. I think Born This Way or Fame Monster is her best album over art pop. That's just me. Everyone has an opinion. Some are better than others. Mayhem, baby. Which vinyl did you pre-order?
The signed one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you were sleeping, bitch.
I know. I'm really sad. Did you get any of the Weeknd?
The signed one.
Yeah. Okay. So I got the signed one, and then I got 2 of the other like designer covers. But there's 11 of the 22 songs on the vinyl for Hurry Up Tomorrow.
I did not know that.
It's a 1 LP. There's 11 songs on. That's why they keep saying it's like the first pressing of the album, because they had to have sent this in 6 months ago for it to be pressed at scale the way it has been. There's going to be the second pressing that's going to have everything the way that Beyoncé did Cowboy Carter.
I'm only going to keep it because it's signed, but
Same.
that's
I'm returning the other 2.
That's so fucking annoying.
Yeah, this trend of artists putting out records when they're not finished, just wait. I'd rather wait 6 months to have it on vinyl. They want the first week sales bump, obviously.
Well, yeah. It might have been just too late in the process where like the order was already put in by the time he changed the album. It's getting better, but the wait time for vinyl...
It's like 6 months is lead.
Crazy, yeah.
Yeah. So I'll be returning the other 2.
Yeah, no, that's going away.
I'm already looking forward to next year's Grammys when The Weeknd has, 15 nominations in 10 different genres, and it's a neck and neck race between Rep TV, Hurry Up Tomorrow,
Gaga.
HS4, Mayhem.
Oh yeah, is Harry coming out this year?
Harry's coming. Harry is coming. I'm sure of it.
I miss him. I want another self-titled, not a Harry's House.
Oh, I want a blend of the 2.
Of Harry's House and self-titled?
Yeah, I love Harry's House.
I would want self-titled and Fine Line blend.
Really want is Woman on HS1 and She on Fine Line. That version of Harry.
Yeah.
I want a full album of.
She is my favorite. Well, Fine Line is my favorite song, but She is then right behind that.
That's so good. I think we need like Harry in the studio with Kevin Parker, Tame Impala, and Joe.
That'd be fun.
Like, give him a little bit more of a psychedelic taste.
That's not going to be more like rock though. I
think it could be. She has a ton of that psychedelic energy in it.
Yeah, I guess.
It's very woozy. Well, that is everything that we had for Grammys Gaga weekend. It's been a crazy 3 days in music. There's a lot happening coming up. So, Amanda, I'm sure you'll be back. Especially when Mayhem drops. I'm going to have you. I'll have Seth. We'll do a little... Yeah, my 2 resident little monsters joining me to go through Mayhem. No doubt about it. But for anyone who's new to the podcast, where can people find you? Plug anything you want.
Amanda's Playlist, TikTok, Instagram. My YouTube is Amanda's Playlist with a few T's after it because someone apparently has my name.
How dare they?
It's another Amanda's Playlist out there.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming.
Thank
Love
you.
talking everything music with you. For everyone listening, make sure you are following the podcast and rating it on your favorite podcast provider. This is how we get the podcast to grow. The more we grow, we can get really cool artists on here. So keep it coming. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you're following Vinyl by Mars on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, wherever. And I will see you guys all soon. Much love. Bye.